Yeah, so I said to him, I said, oh hey, hi, I didn't see you there. This is Jade. Tune into Soundcheck. Take care.
Yo, what's happening? And welcome to Soundcheck, brought to you by Deja Vu, sponsored by Ginge London. My name is Ricardo.
My name is Mr. Baker.
And my name is Antoine.
And today we are interviewing the lovely, the beautiful Miss Jade Hackett. That's what we're saying. So how you doing today?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Really good. This is guys, this is really good. I'm just saying, like, well done.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a nice little set.
Nice little
Well done,
set.
man, it's all right.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
All right, let's get down to it. Let's get down to it. Let's get down to it. Tell us about yourself, just you in general. Just tell us about yourself, where you come from, your background and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so I am full Jamaican heritage.
All right.
Jamo. Although slightly a piece Jamaican. I can't remember the last time I was there. I like cereal in the mornings.
Oh, right. That
What
yield. Okay.
What cereal?
It's important. I actually mix cereal.
Hot or cold?
Hot. Come on.
Told you.
Do you
Come
put sugar
on.
in your Cocoa Pops?
Why that's too much sugar, man? That's an overload.
Much. That's like
Respect.
yeah. No, on a real. I'm just really enjoying dance right now at the place where I am. Really enjoying it. Like I'm guessing, obviously, we're gonna go more into that as the interview goes on.
Here? I mean, how did it all start?
Yeah, there were a whole road. Jeez. Most people don't actually know. Like, I'm 29. I'm gonna be 30 like soon. So I'm like one of the older generation. Can you take a moment that 30 is an older generation of dance? Just take a moment for that.
Just a little bit.
So yeah, I believe personally for me, I've got like another 2-3 more years in this to do
make
it.
them strong years though.
That's why I'm just gonna go ham for the next 2-3 years. I'm just gonna do whatever it is I need to do and go full out. So, and hopefully that's what I've been doing, and people have been seeing the hard work that I've been doing for the past year. More of my solo projects, which I'm really excited about. So, but yeah, I'm excited this year.
Tell me. How did you start dancing? What got you into dance?
So most people obviously know me from Unity, UK, but it actually is further back than that.
Of course,
I started when I was about 6 years old, and my mum took me to, the tap ballet dance schools, and funny enough, I went to a dance school. I always remember this. I went to a dance school where they taught ballet. A majority of the dance school was Black heritage kids. And the teacher, it was like a ballet teacher called Renee, I think her name was. She made us do a ballet production of The Jungle Book.
Oh, right.
And one day she just comes in with a big box of unitard things, and she gave me and all the other black kids one. When you turn it around, the bum part had like a cushion, pink cushion sewed to the belly bit. And so we were all the baboons, and all the other heritage kids had the tutus and everything. Normal. So we basically were all the monkeys. So we left.
I was going to say, how'd that go down?
Yeah. After that, she pretty much had no students.
Okay.
And
everybody monkey, innit?
Child ain't playing no monkey.
I went to another one, which was really good. I think their names was Lindsay and Sabina, I think, teachers. Raw boy, I'm going real far back now. And then I had another dance teacher called Crystal. She taught me like gumboot dancing, and she was into the whole sorority step clapping thing. So I enjoyed that for a while, and then I ended up in a youth company called Graffiti, which was run by a man called Tony Lee. He's passed away now, but in there, that's where I kind of met the beginnings of Unity members. So like Bismarck and Toya and Shan and everybody was there. So and that was some of the best dance years of my life.
Well, Graffiti. Yeah, I remember seeing you lot around there.
Graffiti was, and that's when you literally made your costumes.
Oh
you
yeah,
found whatever
spray,
you had,
paint,
where you literally had safety pins, and it was like it was jewelry. It was jewelry.
Oh yeah, you made that work.
Make that work, shining. Literally. So yeah, then from there, from Graffiti, we stayed there for a little while, and it got to the point where it was like, you know what, we can do this on our own. So 6 of us pulled away, and then that formed Reloaded.
I was saying, Reloaded.
Yeah. That formed Reloaded, and I think from that point on, it kind of just spiraled. We started doing competitions, and one of the first major ones that we did was GWI, and we came second, and no one had heard of us at that point. Not concretely heard of us.
I think I saw you around like UK Unsigned and a few other
like little stuff. Ones.
So I knew of you. So then when I saw you at GWI, I thought, okay.
Yeah, that was one of the most the mainstream ones where it kind of set us like, right, who's this group sort of thing, was GWI, and that's when we came second to Nexus, I think.
Nexus Boys at the time.
Yeah, because it was Nexus and Plague for me. They were the 2 that were, and KMK.
Oh wow, yeah.
You know, they kind of was all dominating the scene at that time. Oh, and Dark.
Is it Dark
Side.
Yes.
Dark Side, Kimberly Jade's group.
Yeah.
So they were kind of all running the scene.
From Slum Funk as well,
yeah, it's like it goes
back.
Yeah, way further than. But for me, when I entered it, it was at that point when those were the groups that were kind of running the scene. So for us to come in at that point and then come second, it was just like,
that's big. It's a big step, yeah.
We was just like, I remember we came home and we was like, oh my God. And then from there, it was just a wrap. We just went from strength to strength. And the group is what most people know of it today.
So it actually literally grew from then?
Literally from, I would say, Graffiti. Not even Reloaded. Right. Before that, from Graffiti, and went on and we done what we done.
Okay. We're going to stay on the GWI.
Okay.
When Unity won GWI, obviously that must have been a great feeling. But how did the company kind of treat you lot? Like, was it a good reception from them? And they because obviously they're champions or something like that. They've got to treat you quite well, right?
Okay, I know that this channel is about being real, so this I'm gonna be real on. To be fair, when we did win it, it wasn't something that I bragged about or told people about, because at the time, I don't think GWI was an acclaim to be won. Do you know what I mean by that? There was a certain window of time where if you won GWI, you were the boss. You wanted everyone to know that shit. You get me? But I think at the point when we won it, it kind of was bittersweet because we'd been doing it for so many years, and by the time it actually came and we won it, it was just like the competition
had died.
It had died. Let's be real, and the notion of winning that competition just fell by the wayside. So even like, you know, when we did win it, there was no publicity. The company didn't make a big hoopla about us winning it, and that, for me, most people that were in the group were, you know, a bit annoyed and everything. But to be honest, I was blessed for that. Like, because
your name's on that trophy at the end of the day, you know. But still.
I didn't see it as an acclaim to be won. If we maybe like 3-4 years prior before that, if we won it, then maybe I would be like, yo, GWI went up here. But for me, it was a very bittersweet win. Don't get me wrong, it's a victory nonetheless. And all victories need to be acknowledged. We worked hard for it, like anyone, but it wasn't something that, even to this day, that's the first thing I'm going to run and tell people, yeah, we won it, and that's it.
Basically what you're saying is that whoever was in that year wasn't ready.
Okay.
From GWI was I saw one of my favourite sets from Unity. Hi, my name is Bob. I think it was 2007.
Hi, my
My
name
name
is
is
Bob.
You got me at home trying to do this.
When I tell you,
Yeah.
right, one of the obviously in the group, Tashan was the main choreographer, but we had lots of sub choreographers, and that most iconic piece of choreography was done by Bismarck.
Oh, right.
And Bismarck was, still is to this day, one of the most underrated choreographers
dancer.
that exists. Like, if you see the way this guy's mind works, and I've watched him for many years, like he's been my Cody for time. So if you watch him and how he processes music, and if anyone knows Bismarck, you know he's like a musical don. Like, he listens to music like it's water. He just goes through it. His catalogue of music is ridiculous, and he's so eclectic. He doesn't just listen to one type. He brings in all aspects of music, and he's a lot. In my dance career, he's influenced me on a massive scale. He was the first person that introduced me to like popping at that at a level. Do you get? And even though you have to remember at that time, none of us were doing it correct. Found, like, do you know what I mean? Like, technically, none of us were dancing with the correct technique, but we did what we did because that's just what we did. That's how it was. Yeah, but for me, he was the first person that really took an interest in like the styles and like trying to get it right, and the concept of training up a style like tutting and all of that stuff. He really brought the discipline into the group, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And really homing in your skill, like don't just play the first track you listen to music and get inspired by everything, and then cultivate a set because of that artistic space that you might be in at that time, and then move on to something else. And he's dope, man.
Yeah,
I could do this whole interview
on business.
I'm being so
obviously,
serious.
like in terms of your dance career, because obviously a lot of people know you from Unity. A lot of people have seen the whole graffiti and reloaded stuff. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, if you've been there from back in the day, you would understand where you've come from. But obviously, everyone knows you from Unity, and you lot have done like quite a few things. I've seen you lot do bare things. I've seen you lot do bare things. Do you know what I mean? But for you, which one do you feel? What experience that you had with Unity did you feel like this was like something that I could, like, obviously most experience that you have with a group, like, you'll hold it dearly, but what's the one experience with Unity that you were like, yo, like, this is, I'll tell anyone this, like, do you know what I mean? Every day, like, do you know what I mean? I wake up and be like, wow, I did this.
That is a very, very good question, because we have done so much stuff. Like, that group was founded in 2005, so I was pretty much in there for about 14 years. So you're asking me to sift through
14 years worth of stuff.
14 years worth of memories, which in that time we rinsed out we done Breaking Convention 7 times. We've done Got to Dance, or appeared on Got to Dance 4 times. Britain's Got Talent. Moved Like Michael Jackson.
Oh yes.
We've gone around the world. That's too hard of a question, because every single experience had something that we, even now to this day, when we all buck up and we go, do you remember this, remember that, we all bust over it. So it's, for me, it's really, really hard to put that into one box. Sorry, I couldn't answer that question.
That's fine. That's fine.
I tried.
So talking on that, we've acknowledged that you've got a lot of experience of doing shows and performances. So, for instance, what was your thoughts on Britain's Got Talent? For instance, like one time you went in there, Simon Cowell's addressed the choreography and said certain things, and then you've come back in the future and you've done it. How did you take that on board, and how did you?
Well, Britain's Got Talent is a novelty program.
Of course it is. Yeah.
And you kind of have to go into it remembering that it's not a show for talent, like specifically for talent. As much as the title says Britain's Got Talent, it doesn't concentrate on trying to persevere an artist's form of artistry, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I personally don't understand how, like, for example, one year, do you remember, I don't know if you remember this, one year in Britain's Got Talent, a man that his act was chopping wood.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
You remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wicked talent that.
And that was his talent, on a real, like.
I talent that, you know.
And he got through semis, like,
Yeah.
he,
ridiculous.
I mean,
It
he
is
got
a
through
joke.
to the semi, sorry.
Yeah.
And that was talent, like, that you are
Chopping
ready
wood.
to show on a global scale that this is the talent that
front
comes
of the
out
queen.
of
You know what I mean? Could be
in
one.
front of the queen,
You're gonna chop wood.
that comes out of England. Like
Yeah.
that is our level of talent. For me, it's like it's
a
got
mockery.
silly. It's got for me the same standard as GWI got. Like the notion of winning that show for me is dumbed down, because if you, like, for example, how can I got to dance for me, even though it had the lower ratings,
It was the better show to me.
the last Got to Dance final was stupid. Every single person act on that final, I couldn't call that. I could not call who was going. For me, watching that was one of the most intense, and I was there live, so I saw all of that live.
Yeah.
That show believed in talent, real talent, and it weren't like just for okay, you have the audition stages and they're funny and everything, and you need that part to make it entertaining for home viewing.
Yeah.
I understand that, but they don't make a mockery of the people that do train and really do put a time and effort into their artistry, so them acts won't get through. They won't, and that's why all dancers really want to go for that show. And it's such a shame that it's finished, because it's, for me, one of the only shows that was left that believed in real talent. I felt like you had to really train and work for that show.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Really, do
Proper.
you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Proper.
for me, Britain's Got Talent is what it is. That's how I see it. It is what it is. It's something that, and I had a lot of people that I knew that went on it this year, and as much as I wish them luck, it wasn't something that I was prepared to promote. I don't want to promote the show as something that, you know, needed to be part of me, and
it's
something
TV,
that
innit?
it's
It's
just
lobby TV at the end of the day.
it
innit?
is. But aside from that, all the acts that were on there, like, I just wish them luck. Do you know what I mean? I do wish them luck in their future, and hope that the show propels them and takes them on to bigger heights. Even when we went on it, and we got slated when we went on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, ripped. And to an extent, I don't think it was our best performance. I don't think it was our worst, but it wasn't amazing either. So I understand some of the, like, why it wasn't received as well, if that makes sense, because it didn't play up to the
standards.
Not even the standard, the television entertainment image thing, because we went for a really different angle, which is probably better for a different audience, if that makes sense, more hip hop theatre. So that's it. That is what it is. But even after that, we got bare shows after. We
Well, that's what it's about,
we flew
innit?
to Barcelona and everything. So
like you said with BGT, like, you've had your views on it and stuff like that, but like you said, like, Simon Cowell did say certain things, do you know what I mean? And it kind of did, like, open up the dance industry, but we kind of all looked at it like, oh, like, I've never heard Simon Cowell say anything like this about a dance group in my life, do you know what I mean? Like, I've seen him say bad things about dance groups.
Yeah, but
because it was the group that it was.
But it's like, because I've seen Unity grow, and I'm thinking, rah, like, how could you?
For me,
kind of
I
like,
think
what was said and stuff like that.
Okay, so a lot of the things, I have my own take on what happened about that whole situation. Like, if you notice, from the first audition, we was the next diversity at one point.
Yeah.
We was the next best it thing. Do you get what I mean? And then certain contractual agreements didn't go down as planned as they would have liked it. And from there, it was literally like a flip on its head. Do you know what I mean? And it just was like, I'm talking from our costumes were literally we had made our own costumes. Julie had tailored made our own costumes, and they just took them and replaced them with their own set of costumes. But then on top of that, that was the comment that they made about your costumes are whack, but these are the clothes you gave me, so it doesn't make no sense. When they first tell you to come, they say, you know, think big, go out there with your ideas, think big. So we wanted harnesses and backdrops and this and that and this and that, and then slowly all these different things were taken from us. Like, we couldn't have this. Oh, sorry, this isn't available. Oh, we don't think this will read and work on camera. Till it literally, we were stripped to just us on the stage and like some dead backdrop.
That wasn't even line up.
Yeah, it just was like. But I was over it from a long time ago. But you know what? Once you're in it, and you just got to see it through to the end. But most people that know me know I have a fiery tongue. So I remember standing there, and he was just going off at me, and my face. Most people always laugh and say, "Jade, your face," because they were just watching me like. In my head, I was like. Listen. In my head, I was cussing him out. So I'm telling you, I don't even want to repeat some of the stuff. Because in my head, I was just like, I know where you live, bitch. I know where you live.
But you see how karma works? Because eventually, he was all over uni, the younger ones as well.
Of course.
When you're saying about the choreography, and he didn't know that.
Of course.
He
probably does know, but do you know what I mean?
Pride.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
I think like stuff like Britain's Got Talent and stuff, like it kind of opened the dance industry a bit. Like a lot of people saw, like it gave people from the outside world, because I think dancers are all superheroes, so we're all in one world. So like I thought it gave the outside world like a look into what we do kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? But it kind of changed the dance industry, like a lot of these shows. Like, do you know what I mean? So for you, how do you feel like the dance industry has like changed, or like what do you what do you think of the dance industry nowadays in the UK, in terms of the UK?
I think honestly, I
know some.
I am coming from a really different place now. So I'm looking at dance industry from a complete different angle, and from what I can see, it's split off into many different branches, like of a tree. So you've got the battle hip hop side that's still really strong and going, from strength to strength, and thanks to groups like Prototype and stuff like that, they've been putting the UK on the map in terms of winning stuff, winning titles abroad, Just the Boo and Euro battles and all that stuff. So for me on that side, it's really good, and that's something that now I really want to start getting a part of. I honestly, I don't think you can really say you're a hip hop dancer or you're a houser or anything like that until you've gone into that world and gone into that culture and tried and back, because it's part of it. It's part of the culture. So if you haven't been part of that culture, don't get me wrong, you're still a dancer and you're still a performer, but the essence and the history of it, I realise now it's really important, and it's something that I'm taking seriously. Even with my little brother Evian, I'm trying to instill that into him. So I'm bringing him into that world more. So we just came back from Lithuania, and he was battling and getting all in it, and now he's just got the flavour for it, and that's what he wants to do with his dance career, and I'm happy for him for that, because he's just found his niche. But then you've got obviously still the commercial side, where that will always stay supreme personally, because that will never run out of business. There's always going to be dance artists and singing artists and recording artists that are going to need backing dancers, and that market is always going to be needed, if that makes sense. So that's cool. But then I'm coming from another side, another world that I'm entering with more hip hop theatre now. So for me, I feel like this is where I want to go with my dancing. So I'm kind of meeting new dancers that across the world that are in this whole niche as well, and it's like raw. Like I didn't even know it was that huge and that big. So for me, that side is still there. And then you've got obviously the dance schools side, which is a really lucrative, booming business. And it's great to see young kids and the confidence that it can give them. So for me, it's bigger because I'm talking about from when we was it was GWI and that was it. Like
maybe Boroughs United.
Maybe
Boroughs United.
You know what? Let's not. Boroughs United.
That was the one
It
to win as
actually
well.
was
We won that.
big.
Boroughs.
It was big. And you know what? It was like, I always remember, I loved Use Lot, but that day, I hated Use Lot. Don't talk to me, like, don't talk to me. I don't know you.
No, it was on that day. That day was mad.
Don't even look at me, Ricardo. Literally, it was like that. But then, as soon as the comp's done, it was like, yo, it was good.
It's cool.
Slightly, if you beat me, I disliked you for about 2 more days after that.
That's how it goes, isn't it?
It's calm.
Next show, everyone's cool.
Everyone's cool.
Yeah.
Them 2 shows just brought some animalistic ways out of us. Man.
But that was the love of the battle.
Even set for set, it was just real. Like,
but it made you hungry. It made you hungry to dance.
That's if I had to say anything about the dance industry now, it would be that bit. Other than the little battling sector that is happening underground, the hunger way how we was, it's not prevalent anymore. I don't feel it's so mainstream to really. It's more showcasing viral videos, showing your choreography, and that's the kind of how it's gone. But that competitive edge
is kind of taken a knock. Yeah, I feel everyone's too nice.
It's not even a knock. It's gone, bruv. It's just gone. Like the big crews that used to kind of really be synonymous for battling, like Definitives and Trilogy and all them things. Everybody's kind of gone a different route now, and that's cool as well because things evolve all the time. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to stay that way forever.
So, well, how do you feel about that? Do you think that sometimes it's needed healthy competition? Like not to say that it's a personal thing, but sometimes you think, let me battle the best to show that, you know, like Kendrick Lamar come with that control verse. I want to be sure I'm the best.
I feel like if this is real, if you're doing hip hop and that you're saying you're part of that culture, then to some degree it is important to have that healthy competitive side, but it's not the be all and end all either. Do you know what I mean? It's just I think dance is dance, and everyone's entitled to their own
of course
speech about what they want to do and what they want their art to represent and to say. But for me, I'm just talking about for me personally, it's something that I'm interested in, and that I want to get either myself or my brother into, especially my brother, because I want him to grow up with the right values of what this is, and when he grows up, I want him to see dance in its entirety, and then he can make an informed decision about which route he wants to go into, instead of just showing him one thing all the time, and then that's all he knows. Do you know what I mean?
Sorry.
How old is your little brother?
He's 14.
Okay.
Beast.
We've seen some impressive stuff from him.
Beast mode, bro. Like, I don't want to battle him.
Oh, wow.
I'm not even laughing. Like, I'm serious.
I don't like him anymore.
I don't want to battle him.
Nah.
These kids are serious, bro. With right guidance, they're serious.
Right guidance.
You touched on battling as we're talking, and you touched on Prototype being one of the best.
Yeah.
I do recall somebody from Prototype calling Unity out at Jump Off. What was the whole story behind that? Because
there's a lot of
people
speculation.
saying
a lot of people saying, this was said and that was said, but obviously coming from you were there. Like, you know what I mean? You knew what was going on, so you could just clear that up.
Well,
you know what I mean?
It's a kind of a really straightforward story. It's not like this.
It's not hard.
It's not hard. So yeah, obviously Prototype battled Vortex.
Yeah.
They battled Vortex, and obviously us lot, we've all grown up together. So although I might not see you a lot on a regular basis every day, it's a kindred spirit thing that I just feel we all have. Like, I will always have Uzot's corner because of the history and watching Uzot grow up, and Uzot watched us lot grow up. So obviously when that battle happened at the time, it was just felt that certain aspects of the battle didn't need to happen because at the time Prototype were winning on technique alone. Like the technique is correct. That group, the technique is crazy. You can't fault that technically.
Yeah, they've got beasts in the team.
Yeah, and everyone is beasts in the team. So it was just not understood, I think, why that was the case. And then Tashan wrote a status basically, you know, talking about inclusion of everyone and everyone being, you know, feeling comfortable to be able to dance, and you know, no one should be ridiculed based on size, colour, gender, creed, whatever it may be. And then from there it just spiraled and it just went to some next level. The next thing I heard, people phone me, oh my god, have you seen on Facebook, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, what are you talking about? And then when I went on and I saw this, unity. And I was just like, unity come battle. And I was just like, yo, wagwan. Like, and the thing is with me, the purpose of the battle I didn't get because the technique wasn't scrutinized. Do you get what I mean? If you question someone's technique, then I understand the purpose of how a battle would fix that, because you're questioning, this person's questioning this person's on their technique and ability. So let's battle and find out whose technique is better. That makes sense. But if a comment was made based on your personality, you as a person, I don't know why you did that on a personal level. Why did you take that there? I didn't understand how a battle can fix that. Okay, so say for example it's me and you, and I've said something about an action that you've done, nothing to do with your dance, not faltering your dance. It's you as a person. So we battle. You win because clearly that's what you do. Because Unity, we weren't a battle group. We weren't. We still wasn't to this day. We was never a battle group. So if we battle and they clearly would have won, that's undeniable for me anyway. I don't know about other people saying, oh, maybe. No, come on. Like they clearly, that's what they do. That's their battle. That's their thing. That's their niche. So yeah, we do battle and then they win, and then what? Because I'm still gonna have that opinion that I didn't agree. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So how I just it was a.
It's got nothing to do with dance.
Yeah, and the thing is, I was cool. Let me not talk about other people. I was cool to battle at the time. So, you know what I mean? And the most likelihood is that we would have lost, but I still would have turned up so that no one knows I'm a pussy. I'm still turning up. So
Wolverhampton.
Yeah, well, he's 17. So I still would have turned up, and still, but at the time we was right in the middle of Got to Dance, and it's literally like all our rehearsal time, everything we had needed to go onto that show, so it couldn't happen. I mean, was it Got to Dance or Britain's Got to Dance? One of them. We was in the middle of one of them. I knew we was in the middle of something, and one of the shows. So, so yeah, from our side, we just couldn't do it. It was just not going to happen. And it was something that the group wanted to happen after, but after the show, bare stuff just happened. There was just never a time for it to go down, so it just didn't. And to be fair, I do sometimes think, you know, that would have been interesting for it to happen. Yeah. And I know that would have been like the battle of the century. Everyone would have come to watch that, to probably watch us get murdered. But yeah, that's basically how it happened. But you know, straight after that, I spoke to Brooke and I spoke to Super Malcolm and some of the other people that were involved, and it was like I spoke to them straight on the phone because that's just how I deal. I just talk to you, and you know, it was squashed, and I've got all love for them lot now. That's like I hold them lot in still high esteem. I'll still big them up because I still think that, you know, in that genre of battling and underground hip hop, they're the leading forefront of the UK, like in my opinion. So, and that's it.
Obviously, in the dance years, like you've seen a lot of groups come up and down. Do you know what I mean? A lot of groups have come, a lot of groups have gone. Do you know what I mean? But for now, in this day and age, like how we are now, what like, if I'd say like your top 5 groups right now, if you were to say, okay, right now these are the people that are, these people are my flavour right now. Like,
Oh, my flavour.
Yeah, it's all about you. It's all about you. This is your flavour.
I thought you were just talking about, you know.
No, this is your scoop of the ice cream.
What
This
about
is your
you, girl?
scoop. What
Um,
your scoop? You know what I mean? Whatever you want to put in your ice cream.
Okay.
You're dumb.
I will always say Boy Blue, because for me, Kenrick's godfather. Like, he's anyone has been trained by him, and if you haven't, you've been trained by someone that was trained by him. So somewhere in your dance ability, you've had an influence of Boy Blue. So
of course,
that's why I put my brother in there, because I just want him to get the creme de la creme of that teaching. So so Boy Blue still for me is in that top 5.
Is this in order or?
No, this isn't in order. This ain't in order, but yeah, definitely Boy Blue. I'm really feeling.
It's only number 1 and you're struggling.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I know. You know what? I still am feeling definitives.
Yeah,
I still am feeling kind of more, because they've kind of not split, but they're kind of real powerhouses in their own individual right. So when they come together, it's just correct. Like I saw was it World of Dance set that they did, and I was just like, Jesus, Lord, still for me, definitives are just killing. It's the musicality bit.
Oh yeah, but they've always had that.
They've not even, you know. If we're going from back, it was the same, you know, Joe Budden.
Hey, just don't pump it up, you know.
Just say pop. Ricochet.
Not that far.
No, but yeah, we're going like all there, yeah. Nasasia, yeah.
They're screaming.
Wasn't Nasasia the group that did the geisha set?
Yeah, the geisha girls.
And that walk forward
Power, innit?
was like a minute of just strength.
Power.
Imagine if you saw someone walking down the street do that walk. I was like, yes. So, anyway, I digress. So, definitives. Let me think. Sorry, I'm just like, you put me fully on the spot. Like, I don't know.
I'll tell you what, make it easier. Drop in some old if you can.
Old
as
dance schools, okay.
So just 5 in general, just your top 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Flawless, still. Just because of, this is going to sound, I don't want it to sound bad, but it's nice to watch menly.
Yeah, well, not a lot of
you know
just
what I mean?
men groups that's killing it, you know?
As a woman, like, I remember the first time I saw Flawless, every girl does. Every girl remembers the first time. And you know that, thing. And I was like, God damn. I was just like,
people want to bounce,
man. My neck is sweating. So it was just like, yes, for me, Flawless is still, and they're going strong, still pushing, so... You know, I got mad love for them. And it's nice to watch them all, like, you know, get married now and everything. So it's like they're entering a new phase of their lives as well, but still keeping the Flawless game alive. So for me, that's dope. And Flawless / Peridot, because they were kind of the same sort of thing in terms of what they would do for girls. But
that one,
but it was a different thing. They kind of came to it with different angles. So, but the whole boy band sort of thing, look to it. I'm trying to, you are killing me right now. I still loved old school Unity and what we did back in the, like, in terms of speed and cleanliness.
Speed ain't a word. Speed. Every time you go to a show, you're like...
Speed and the cleanliness of it. So, like, you could still see what we was doing, even though it was like a million miles a minute. Like, so for me,
whose idea was that to Dance of Us?
It was mainly Tashan's. Like, we kind of, you know, we come from the garage grime era anyway, so yeah, it was a really good vision. I think one of my favourite sets in that whole grime genre thing was we did a set in Manchester, I think it was, UK Stand Up, and we did there's like a part in it where it's like a pirate radio station, and it's Kano, but he's doing it at a pirate radio station. So for me, it was just raw. It was just like old school raw. Like, do you remember Lord of the Mics? All them things. I used to watch them hard. And true say, I was young then, so like I had to go back because I had school, but I had to like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but say on a cassette tape.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Lord, I remember someone gave me the. I think someone gave me, it was the DVD. DVDs had just come out.
Yeah.
So, and I was just watching all of them. The best one was Bruiser. Do you remember?
Yeah, Bruiser.
I love Bruiser. Because East, didn't it? It was just like, he just repped everything I knew. He was just the Don. And Bruiser battled, is it Crazy T?
Yeah, Crazy T. Yeah.
That battle was
that was
best,
mad.
Bruiser's flow just got him so angry. He got him so angry, so it just bust out. Anyway, so yeah, old school Unity and kind of how that was, and that group's been through many generations of different people. So, and everyone's been valid in there. And probably last one. You know what I'm going to say? Bodicea. Yeah, I'm going to say Bodicea because for me, it was like when they first launched and came out, I'm talking old school Bodicea when it was all them girls together. For me, and do you remember Minnie's group, Identity?
Yeah, remember the pilot
set. Like as a female, watching other females do it and be strong.
That was a serious
I spoke to her the other day and I said to her, that group was pioneering, like girl groups. When it was like sexy. Men were so dominating in the industry and all men were the top choreographers and everything. So to watch Rhymes and Minnie do it, and as a female, it just was empowering for me to watch that. Watch females do it and be strong and come as hard as all the male groups. And do you know what I mean? Like, so for me, it's what they stood for. I loved it.
Sick, so.
That was hard. Sweating.
We got there.
With all that being said, I want to play a little game.
Let's play a little game.
Let's play a little game, okay? We're about to play a game. Alright, cool. So we're going to play a game called Call Back.
Text. We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service.
Game's called Call Back. You might understand what it means, but I'm going to explain it to you. I'm going to give you 3 names.
Okay.
Right? So if you had, I don't know, let's say...
Are you going to explain the game?
No, I'm saying just jump straight in. She'll understand what I'm doing. But okay, so you have 3 people, okay? Kenrick.
Yeah.
Bismarck.
We'll go deep, like.
Yeah. Kenrick, Bismarck.
Get female in there.
And Rhymes. Yeah?
Okay.
So Kenrick, Bismarck, and Rhymes. You got 3 missed calls. You have to call one back, text one, and air one.
Yeah, air, nothing.
Air,
like,
good,
just
bang,
allow it.
Look at it.
Sorry,
like,
nah.
Like straight blue tick. Like that's it. So who would you call?
Straight blue tick.
Who would you call back?
Okay, can I just... This is a disclaimer. Hi, I'm Jade. This is a disclaimer. This is to anyone who gets the blue tick. Please don't hate me when you see me on the street. Don't cuss me. I love you still. It's just for the sake of the game and sponsored water.
So yeah, you have to call one back, text one, and completely air one.
So clearly I'm going to call Bismarck back.
Okay.
That's homeboy for years. That's not even...
I thought you would say no. Because he would know that there must be something.
No, music is cool, man.
Homie for days. I would have to...
It's peak.
text
Oh my days.
back. I'm gonna text back rhymes.
Oh,
And I'm a blue tick you, Henry.
Lips, bruv.
Godfather got it.
She ain't calling him back, man. Could you put her at the back of one of the routines? She ain't calling him back of the routines. Routine that you love, you
It
know?
was this
Remember
one.
that day?
Oh, you know that?
It was this one. Blue tick your ass. Blue tick your ass.
Oh,
Lord.
Lord.
Rehearsals when you looked at me.
Yeah, Ken's you know the Ken's
I
face?
was like, you know what
Ken's gonna
in
do?
5 years' time, Jan's gonna make a show and I'm gonna blue tick you.
Oh, wow. That was raw.
Good one.
But so you go. All right.
That's funny.
Let's get back down to the nitty gritty. Let's get back.
Okay.
Right. This one's a bit touching.
It is.
Right. A lot of dance schools used to say that, well, when Unity used to go around and started their academy, that they used to kind of take dancers from, I'm just being raw, right? Take other dancers from other academies. I heard it was a big thing, to be quite honest, and a lot of people didn't want to do certain competitions because they're thinking, well, if we do it, then Unity's going to look at our best people and take them. And what was your kind of take on all that? Because to me, that's ridiculous. Like if to me, if you go to a competition and they like your stuff, okay, they're cool. You can inquire. You know what I mean? I don't think people actually literally go out there and take dancers. You know?
Yeah, because obviously for me, because obviously I used to teach a company as well, and when they closed down, that's all I was hearing. Like, Tashan's taking people's, Unity's taking their kids and da-da-da-da. I was thinking, like, no one ever heard, like, it never really went global, do you know what I mean? But in the schools, in the dance schools, a lot of the mums and parents were talking about it, do you know what I mean? So everyone did kind of want to clear up the situation and see, like, what it was that was, were they actually stealing the dancers, or was just a thing the kids were just interested in what Tashan and you were doing, do you know what I mean, kind of thing? Because there's always an explanation to these kind of situations.
Well, for me, this question's hard because for me, around that time when everything was happening, my main concern was the kids. It always has been and always still to this day will be. It was the kids and what was happening to them as a result of certain things that were said and alleged things that were supposed to have been done. So for me, it's like, you know, a lot of the issues weren't necessarily directed at me, more so to Shan, but I took on a lot of things because I didn't want kids to have to feel the brunt of it, if that makes sense. So a lot of the situations that happened, you know, I kind of intervened and did involve myself because I wanted to make sure that the kids were dancing and that's, at the end of the day, that's all they want to do. They just want to dance and just, you know, have team spirit. I think that it was really hard for the kids to, you know, at the end of the day, they're just children. They don't like the concept of not being liked or to have to be banned from certain things, and they don't understand why. And do you know what I mean?
Of course,
So that in that sense, I wish that you can't stop people from being angry, and rightly, if they feel that that's how they feel strongly, then that's their prerogative. But in another sense, I just wish that certain things were handled in a bit more of a diplomatic way, so that children weren't involved, or do you know what I mean? And they didn't feel away. But as far as I know, everything is settled and done now and squashed. So you know, as long as everybody's happy and just dancing, that's all that matters, man.
Well, of course, it's about having fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's about having fun, enjoying yourself.
Otherwise, there's no point. There's no point.
Another quick question. You're going to hip hop internationals, yeah?
Yeah.
Abroad. You're leading it. You're one of the main choreographers or whatnot, or you're there, yeah? You got to take. There's 5 guys and 5 girls. You're one of them, so you've got 9 people left. Who would you take?
From the group?
Anyone in
the
dance
dance industry. Oh, wow. Okay, 5...
let me make it 4-4 then.
4-4. Am I one of the 4 of girls?
Alright, three. Two more girls and 3 boys. It's going for a small set now. You're not going to mega.
It's like small team.
Yeah, small team.
Okay, so
Varsity.
two other females.
And 3 guys.
3 guys.
Okay.
Unless you don't want to dance.
No.
No, she has to.
No, she have to dance.
She's
Alright.
hot. She's good, so she has to dance.
Sort of do one thing.
I would probably take Athena Peterson
Sick.
because for me, she is like our answer to Paris. When I went to the Royal Family show and I watched Paris, I felt like I was watching Athena. Like honest, I was watching the way how she dances, the facial expressions, the even down to like just the womanly curves, and she just owns it. Like I love Athena, and she just owns it. Like for me, Athena would be a really good take, and I would probably want to take an up and coming dancer who I think is Rhea Thompson. Just power.
See her choreography about.
Yeah, and she you know, HHI is very into like bashment and dancehall music, and she is a really good dancehall. Like for me, watching dancehall choreography in UK, she's the best so far.
Okay.
Who's executed it the best? I mean.
Okay.
So as the girls, I think it would be, and obviously we've all danced together before, so I know we can be tight.
Yeah.
So
Strong female collection.
yeah, so it'd probably be me, Athena, and Rhea. I'm talking for HHI and the kind of competition that
Okay,
is.
yeah.
If that makes sense. If it was a different comp, it would probably be a different set of females.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
So
Logical.
and
Nice.
males, I would probably take
Give it to
So
us.
mad.
oh man, you lot are killing me. Males. I would probably take Glenn Hudson.
Okay.
Mad.
For the musicality and the creative choreography, but without having to do tricks or anything.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
he
yeah.
can wow people with like
With just his
the
dancing.
just the like the cleanliness of it is still like, oh my god! But you haven't had to pull out the
The dynamic
the
flips,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you don't have to do all that. It's just wow.
It's
on
just
the moves.
wow by itself. So probably Glenn Hudson. I would probably take Kenrick, even though I blue ticked him, but I'll call him after. But probably take Kenrick just for the choreography in terms of teams and being creative as a collective. Do you know what I mean? And have a strong male figure looking there, if that makes sense. Because like, you know, Brotherhood and all them, they're they're just
they're touching.
and they're powerful because they're all like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
built.
you need a powerhouse bit happening in there. And probably the last one it's a cross between probably I don't know, maybe Dwayne Taylor and Theo.
Okay,
Like a
crump.
crump.
A
Some-
strong crump.
A strong
Crumper.
I'm thinking of HHI and
Yeah.
what sells there and
yeah.
what kind of choreography sells there.
Yeah.
So maybe a cross between them two.
As we're talking about HHI, uni obviously went over there. To me, I like to say I thought the set was a bit banging because I'm used to the UK kind of style.
Yeah.
What kind of reception did you get from them with that?
To be fair, I thought we got a better reception than I thought we was gonna get.
Okay.
Because other than Plague, obviously who have won it twice, I think we're the next group to go over there and get the highest score or
Okay.
the highest
Really?
position. Yeah, we came 9th in the first round and then 12th overall, I think. 12th or
Okay.
11th overall. So to be in that close to that top 10 bracket of big dance groups,
That's good.
and this is like, you know, you're talking about what's these groups that I can't even remember now off the top of my head, but
Some of them over there.
yeah, like all, you know, Request Crew and all them things. Like
Quest
these,
and all that.
these are all really big groups that have cemented their name over in HHI. So to come on a first timer, if that makes sense, and go there and break the top 10, for me, that's even better than I thought we was gonna get on a real.
That's
like, because
respectable.
who were we in over there in here in England? Yeah, but over there we wasn't even a blip. No one had heard of us. So to go over there, and we went over there obviously with grime, which that's not necessarily something
that they're used to.
Yeah,
of course.
So,
Where did the grime thing come from? Because Unity, I've always known Unity to be on this grime tip, and no one else really does it. So is it because of the East London thing, or
mainly because of obviously the East London thing? And let's be real, grime, as much as like, you know, you've got other artists like Sway and Bashi and all them, the main grime culture came out of East London. A majority of all the best rappers or the MCs come from East.
Yeah.
So it kind of was something that we did to push the East London dance group thing. So yeah, it was pretty much that.
Okay, cool.
So, obviously, like we've heard from you, like you've done so many things and you've experienced so much in your time with dance. If you could, obviously, there's a lot of up and coming dancers, like and
not even just up and coming
dancers, just dancers in general.
Yeah.
But obviously, for me, I'm looking at the up and coming dancers and the dancers that are still here now. Like, what advice would you like give them to, like, in terms of the dance industry, if people want to break into it or people that are coming up into it, like, what kind of advice would you give them?
I would just say, see it all. Like, don't just stay in one sector of it. And I feel like even with me in my career, as much as, you know, I loved Unity, and Unity was a massive part of my dance experience, I wish I saw more of the industry in its entirety. Yeah. Because I'm doing it now, but even sometimes I feel to myself, like, wow, I'm doing it really late. But I wouldn't change it still. I'm still going to go for it and do what I need to do. But from when you're young, you've got miles to go. Use that time to see it all. Don't just bracket yourself. And really, as you're looking for it all, then you can decide, make an informed decision about what kind of dancer you are. And that's all what we're all trying to do. You're trying to push your artistry to the best possible ability it can be, and to do that you need to see it all and let your body experience all different types of dance, or not even types of dance, different avenues where your dance can go, and then make a decision from there. So that's what I would
That's
say.
cool.
Sick. So basically, that's what
We
we
done.
have.
Yeah, we done.
Jade.
Thank you
So
very much,
Jade.
yo. Get up for Jade.
Legendary Jade Hackett in the building.
That's the dead water. Dead water.
Alright, guys. So, so that's it for today. Thank you for tuning into Soundcheck. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.